What if I told you you've got access to a free launch monitor on your smartphone? Well, you'd probably say, well, that's a bit alright, isn't it?
Ready. 328.2 yards carry.
Guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon down here at Lower Henwick driving range. Took the weekend off. Hope you all had a good weekend. I'm still feeling a bit rough from what my daughter gave me. Whatever she accumulated from nursery definitely took a hold of me. And well, you know what man flu is like. Indoor studio going up down here at Lower Henwick driving range. Ian's coaching studio. No matter where I start working, it seems like an indoor studio fast approaches. So that's very exciting. So if you want lessons with Ian in that, lowerhenwickdrivingrange.co.uk is the website to have a look at. I'm not too sure on the rough timings that, but winter fast approaching, imagine a month, couple of months. Ian, you'll have to update me on that, but that's very exciting, and potentially some video opportunities in the future as well. However, that's not the launch monitor I'm really concerned about in this video. iPhone and Android, I presume, shot vision. Gives you ball data, free to download. Now obviously the Pro version gives you gapping targets, like leagues, etc., which I've downloaded, obviously, otherwise this would be a horrendous video. But if you just wanted to go and set this up, then you can do that as of tonight. You just got to download the app. Pros and cons, which you could probably expect from a phone launch monitor. Let's do it. On the lens, it's like that weird mist of rain, and I just can't stop it going on the lens, so apologies if this becomes somewhat distorted. I tested it with 7-iron and driver tonight. Now you have to do this, well, I went through all the descriptions of how to set it up, and it is very much user friendly to a degree. You don't quite know if you've got it quite right. It was a lot of to back and throwing. The 7-iron data I found was relatively accurate. It came up on an average. I did like a 5-shot gap test. Once I finally set it up, I used like this Gorilla Grip. You can get them on Amazon. They're like £12. And also it says in the app, if you want to set it up, you could probably do it on a towel. But I mean, it's £12. And this app, I can only see getting better. Like, I remember what American Golf used to fit for back in the day. Let's go 12 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, especially when I started becoming a pro, and the camera on that thing was no much better than what 11 Pro is. So this app has legs, and the fact we're even talking about the possibility of your phone giving you some kind of an idea of distance, spin, carry, yardage, that is a very exciting prospect / idea altogether. I'm talking, we're 2 years out. 2-3 years out in terms of everyone being able to get their phone out, Gorilla Grip, tripod stand, and then having some kind of idea. Now, whether that's going to be good or bad for your average golfer in terms of messing up their swing, who knows? But the possibility is still there. Now I need to do a much more thorough review of this, and the reason I'm making this video is so hopefully the boys give it to me for free. No, I'm joking, not really. But I need to do a much more thorough deep dive into this app. Hence I need to be at Sanford with real balls off real turf in a proper daylight. Now obviously I'm down the range, it's getting somewhat dark, artificial light, all these kind of things are going to mix and not necessarily give you the best results. Vibrations off the driving range, I think I hit a few shots, and then the person next to me hit a few shots, and for whatever reason is picking up their ball data and not mine, or spitting something out. I got quite a few anomaly reads, and sometimes it didn't just even pick up the data altogether. The other downside is that obviously if you have the volume on, because you can't see the screen. The nice thing about GC2, or I mean, these are like £6,000 to £20,000 bits of kit, but the nice things about them is you can have the iPad in front of you, the monitor somewhere, and then you just get constant feedback, whereas this is very much voice animated. Now you could probably do this, now I'm thinking about it, with AirPod Pros, and therefore you don't have to tell the whole range how awful you are at the game when it comes out with 72 yards, but that is somewhat a downfall. But again, free app. Now what do you get with this free app? It tells you the data, but it doesn't store any of it, which I don't think it did. I tried to find if you could store it. I don't think it can, and that's why I obviously downloaded the Pro version. 7 irons, as I said, I started out with, and it was posting around 170 yards and pretty much picked up all of them. Now I'd be very interested to do some wedge shots with this, be very interested to do some 7-iron shots with this, like through the bag, and seeing how accurate to my distances they are. Now I could put this against a GC2 and I could put this against a Trackman, and we potentially will do that in the future, but I'm not particularly worried. Now if you see my review on the laser between like the Bushnell and the cheap one I got off Amazon, I wasn't particularly too worried about how accurate either were, as long as they're in the rough area. The thing I like about this is that even if it's 5 yards out, 1000 RPM out, you're not going to do a club fit on it, are you? What you want to do is get a good idea of how far your wedge goes, how far your 9-iron goes, how far your 8-iron goes, and then potentially have you got some clubs in the bag that go the same distance. This is the kind of useful information for your average golfer, how to sort out the bag, how to take clubs out of the bag, how to potentially go and get a lesson because certain clubs are going exactly the same distance. Are my drivers spinning too much? We'll go on to driver in a second. But these are the kind of things I think this app's for. No, it's not going to be able to compete with your 20 grand radars. Just like anything in this world, nothing free is going to be able to compete with something that's had years and years of R&D. But if it can give the average golfer a rough idea of where their game's at, or exactly within 10 yards, which I think would be phenomenal, how far their 8-iron goes, because let's be honest, if we can all hit our 8-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron within a 10-yard dispersion, well, we'd be loving life, wouldn't we? So then I obviously got onto the driver, and this is kind of where the wheels fell off. Now obviously I've got quite a high ball speed, nowhere near as high as it used to be because my training has somewhat been lacking. Time, no competitions in the future, don't want to destroy my back. But I'd still say my club head speed's in the 120 mile an hour mark, there's no question about that. My ball speed at best, like beefed up fast Simon in at the simulator room, my best ball speed with my 48-inch long driver 5 degree was 196 miles an hour on the GC2. This bad boy popped out after 10 7-iron shots and a few driver swings 200 and something. So I know it's going to be out there, and obviously the faster you hit the golf ball, the less accurate it's going to be, because guess what, it's a free app on your phone. So driver swings, potentially woods, is going to be a no-go for this app at the moment. Irons, I think, is a lot better and a lot more accurate, and I've definitely got as much thorough reading, and as I say, I will do more of a better test of this going forward. But as soon as you start getting to that 160 miles, 150 miles, 140 mile an hour range, well, it's your phone on a stand, isn't it? Let's actually have a look of the, okay, so we've got the 7-iron here. Okay, perfect. And I think it goes into, oh, okay. So it gives you, here we go. So we've got 5 shots. Now I think I took a total of 7 shots here. It kind of missed some, kind of got others. I don't know if you can delete shots as we go through, or even go back through shots as well. Doesn't potentially look like it. I'm literally the worst reviewer in the world because I've just figured out how you can see your spin data. I was going to say a massive flaw of this app is that you can't see spin shots or spin data or launch angles from every shot. It just gives you a rough yardage as I'm showing you on the screen at the moment, but flip it the other way, there we go. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Let's be honest, even if all those numbers are complete rubbish, which potentially they are, that's cool. Now I am questioning 15,000 RPM spin rate with my 7-iron. 10,000, 8,000, 9,000. My typical 7-iron, because of how fast I hit the ball, normally to the 7,000 to the 8,000 mark. Normally, that's why I get such a high ball flight. Ball speeds again, very much questionable in that the 119 miles an hour, that's pretty much where my 7-iron is typically in terms of a ball speed. And then club head speed, I'm 95 to 100 miles an hour, so some of them could be quite accurate. The only problem with ball data or any launch monitor, and I had this problem with the Flight Scope Mevo as well, is that as soon as it churns out one wrong number, it's very difficult to trust the rest of them. But then it is a free, I know I've said this a lot, but it is a free app on your phone. But then, should you pay for it? Here's my conclusion of the payment side of this app, because the free side is a no-brainer, just go and download it. The payment side for me is like a GoFundMe page. These guys have gone, look, this is what's achievable. This is what we've shown the interface, the potential that we can track ball data from our mobile device. But it's not there yet. The boys know it's not there yet. and potentially even when I get this on a sunny day with wedges, irons, drivers, I can guarantee you there's going to be a few stats, numbers, spin rates, launch angles that are just going to go a bit awry. But that's not to say that won't happen in the future. And here's my suggestion: if you are watching the guys from Shot Vision, if people were to do the £40 annual fee, or the £50 or the £60, whatever it might be, they would then get this app in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, every year after, at the same rate that they came in at. Because then I think you'd have a lot of people investing into this app. If this app was able to measure ball distances, spin rate, yardages, even to 80% accuracy, 85% accuracy, compared to the big boys such as Trackman, FlightScope, GC2 that are 15,000, 20,000, then this app would be £200 a year, £400 a year, whatever it might be, because it just makes sense. I'd pay £40 a month if I had unlimited ball data, like stats, numbers, launch, because I'm a golfer and I love golf, and that would be unbelievable if I could just whip out my phone, put it on a tripod, there you go, data at hand. This app's not there at the moment. It's overvalued for what it can give you, but it's seriously undervalued to potentially where it might be. And I honestly think it'd be a good idea for golfers at the moment that see the idea and the potential of this app to get an early introduction fee, £40 now for life, because then I think you'd have a lot of people taking up your offer. Right guys, there you have it. There was my very quick intro into this app. As I saw it on my Instagram page on that advert, I thought I have to try it, because that's just incredible, to the fact that it even picks up any kind of numbers or data just from my iPhone. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you are new. See you guys there.